KTBB owner, General Manager Paul Gleiser with You Tell Me. What, sir, is on your mind this week?
Good morning, Garth. We are sponsored by K.E. Cellars, Tyler's Old World-Style Boutique Winery in the French Quarter on South Broadway across from the mall. Juan Williams was fired by National Public Radio on Wednesday night for remarks he made on Bill O'Reilly's Fox News Channel show on Monday night. When asked by O'Reilly if America is facing a dilemma with respect to Muslims, Williams said this.
So where am I going wrong there, Juan?
Well, actually, I hate to say this to you because I don't want to get your ego going, but I think you're right. I think, look, political correctness can lead to some kind of paralysis where you don't address reality. I mean, look, Bill, I'm not a bigot. You know the kind of books I've written about the civil rights movement in this country. But when I get on a plane, I got to tell you, if I see people who are in Muslim garb, and I think, you know, they're identifying themselves first and foremost as Muslims, I get worried. I get nervous.
National Public Radio is funded in part by your tax dollars, and it's run by a bunch of liberals. This radio station, on the other hand, is funded by the advertisers in this community and by my personal investment. I own this radio station, so it's harder to fire me. Therefore, I'm going to say with less fear of retribution than that which Juan Williams suffered, that I agree with him. It is undoubtedly unfair to law-abiding, peace-loving Muslims that I feel this way, but I'm human, and I care first and foremost about my safety and that of my family. Thus, as a result of the fact that nearly every high-profile act of evil that has occurred in the past 2 decades has been carried out by Muslim men under the age of 35, it's not unreasonable to be somewhat nervous when you see such an individual getting on an airplane. Terror is a powerful conditioning agent. That's why our enemies use it. If industrial-scale terror were being carried out by old Scotsmen, we'd be cool with Muslims but afraid of Scotsmen. If the planes that were flown into the World Trade Center and the Pentagon had been flown by red-headed, kilt-wearing men, sporting thick mustaches, smoking meerschaum pipes, and speaking in thick brogues, we'd say to ourselves in the airport gate lounge, uh-oh, look over there, a Scotsman. Such a reaction is not only reasonable, it's necessary. If we were incapable of spotting patterns that were portents of danger, if we could not learn to associate danger with its source, we would not survive. Every sentient creature does it, and to say that we shouldn't flies in the face of our very nature. That includes NPR's CEO, Vivian Schiller. If she's sitting in the gate lounge at Reagan National in Washington, D.C., or at JFK, and sees 3 young men of obvious Middle Eastern extraction waiting to board the airplane she's about to board, you can be sure she thinks about what happened on 9/11 and who did it. If she tells you otherwise, she's lying. I say again, this is unfair to law-abiding, peace-loving Muslims, but it is instinctive. Living things react strongly to the stimulus of seeing members of their own species killed. Juan Williams is no right-wing ideologue. If you don't know who Williams is, he's a longtime news analyst for National Public Radio, an author of books on the American Civil Rights Movement, and from what he has said on countless TV appearances, a liberal. Oh, and one other thing, Juan Williams is an African-American. If Juan Williams can't speak truthfully about what's on his mind for fear of politically correct censure, our republic is in trouble. On NPR's website, a portion of its mission statement says this: the mission of NPR is to work in partnership with member stations to create a more informed public, one challenged and invigorated by a deeper understanding and appreciation of events, ideas, and cultures. If a member of NPR's editorial staff can't say in an interview what he legitimately feels or thinks about those who have conducted terrorism, the NPR mission has failed. Memo to the 112th Congress. When you do the appropriation bills in the next session, don't use any more of my money to fund NPR. Let NPR live off money like the $1.8 million it just accepted from George Soros. The fact that they took Soros's money but fired Juan Williams should tell you all you need to know about NPR. That's my word. What's yours? Go to ktbb.com/youtellme, and you tell me. I was at a dinner earlier this week. The person seated next to me, having heard me do these commercials for K.E. Cellars, began speaking to me as if I were the definitive wine expert, and I guess I am. I'm an expert on what I like, and that means you can be a wine expert too. All you have to do is try wines until you find the ones or one that tastes good to you. Then you'll have all the wine expertise that you'll ever need. K.E. Cellars makes becoming a wine expert easy. That's because K.E. Cellars is a working winery with a tasting bar. Try any wine in the K.E. Cellars collection before you buy it. You'll always wind up with the perfect wine for you. Right now, I'm recommending that you ask for a tasting flight of K.E. Cellars 3 2007 Reds. the Keepersal Estates Merlot, the Keepersal Estates Shiraz, and the Keepersal Estates Cabernet Sauvignon. All are excellent accompaniment to this delightful fall weather. It all can be tried today after work at K.E. Cellars. K.E. Cellars, Tyler's Old World-style boutique winery in the French Quarter on South Broadway across from the mall, and online at KECellars.com.